Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Vampire the Masquerade and Legacies of Caine. Yes, we're continuing our mighty vampiric World of Darkness adventures here. If you've missed any episodes up to now, then go back and watch them. There's a billion of them. We've been going on. We've had like a year's worth of episodes, man. You're way behind. You got to catch up. There's a lot of great stuff. But right now,
I'm not even caught up.
I mean, fair. But, yeah. So, a quick summary. On adventure, looking for stuff. Currently trying to organize a family reunion for a bunch of vampires. And in Japan, with hopes to use a system of contacts to get to Korea, technically. But you have to go through the Japanese vampires, and that's kind of where we left off, that you're trying to make contacts with them. You had made contacts with a number of, like, the actual vampires in town here. And I may be forgetting some things about what happened last time, and one of you may have to try to remind me. So we'll go through the normal, let's start with Umber. How's Leslie doing, Umber?
How was Leslie 2 weeks ago? Fine, I suppose. Not really sure. Just trying to do the job and get used to being back around people again and whatnot.
Yeah.
Figure out what's going on with them.
Yep. And then, of course, Jess is Dawn. How's Dawn doing?
Well, Dawn is, she finally beat that level in Candy Crush last time, so she's having a great time. They should have more meetings like that where she can just play Candy Crush. But she's mostly still just, keeping an eye on Leslie in case he disappears.
He's not going anywhere, Dawn. It's okay.
In case he hits on fighting me without her.
See, I was gonna say don't you dare make me start crying again, but you already negated that. We're fine.
And then we have Carpe as Nathan. How's Nathan doing?
Oh, this is turning out to be far more complicated than I wanted it to be.
Yep.
But we do have a translator who is reasonably trustworthy and in the know, so to speak. So now we just need to talk to the right people, get the right yays, and hopefully conclude our business.
I'm just playing around with something there. And then, of course, we have Worm as Emil. How's Emil doing? That's what I wanted.
Emil, I felt like he was getting pretty close to cracking the beast that is natural language processing, but then we got a translator, so we didn't care anymore.
I mean, it's a very important thing to just be like, at some point in time, you're like, whatever.
Just that's more of a programming joke. Basically, natural language processing is the ability, computers, trying to get computers to understand human speech so you can do things like translating and stuff. And it's, based on Google Translate, you can tell that we have a long way to go with that.
Yes!
And so the joke was, it felt like he was close to cracking it when we got translated.
Unfortunately, apparently not as close as you'd want to be. Okay, anybody have anything exact that happened last time at the end of it? I'm forgetting, for the life of me, what exactly happened at the end of last time. I know you've talked to both. Give me a second to get names.
We've talked to Mayumi Shibasaki, who gave us her translator. We've talked to Preston Varick, who put us into contact with Mr. Tanaka.
Yes, of the
Genji.
Of the Genji, yeah. I gotta refresh my own brain here a little bit, too. There we go. And open, freaking tabs. Because we need tabs. So, yeah.
Oh, and we were told the bodhisattva might help.
Yes, you were informed that there is a bodhisattva at the... Which of the temples did I say it was?
I don't remember. I don't think you did.
I did. I think I can't remember it, but I can look it up quickly. Temple in
Wait, what are we looking for?
Sensou-Ji. Yeah, Sensou-Ji. Yep. That's the one that the bodhisattva is at. If you wanted to go talk to him. So, you have your translator. You've got some connections. What direction do you want to take? You got a couple you can go to right now. You can, of course, continue with the other option of the house. You can go to Mr. Tanaka for House Genji. You can go...
Well, I think our meeting with Tanaka was like in a week.
It was a much farther point in time. Yes.
So we can either time skip to that, or we can go see the Bodhisattva.
Or you can try to see about looking into Hikari of the Bishamon.
Hmm.
There's also what... there's also Ryan's connections with the Beast Court that he was working on.
Ryan was able to get us travel to and back from
That's right.
Korea,
Mm-hmm.
but was not able to do anything more than that.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean you couldn't explore it more, is what I'm saying.
Hmm.
I don't know what your point for exploring it more, but it was technically some kind of lead in the country and in the city for groups. Granted, again, like, yes, the transportation into Korea and, back out, especially with things locking down in this time frame and, stuff like that that's making travel more difficult, it's good. The other problem is going to be, of course, that, you still have to make contact with the kuei-jin of Korea and hope for the best on that one.
Yep. So, shall we go talk to the elders?
I see no reason why not.
Authority figures scare me, but sure.
I imagine, Dawn, that they will have the most to say to you, as you are the one who has gone through the most introspection.
See, that makes me worry more.
Probably open Legacies of Caine instead of
You'll be fine, Dawn. You are a very strong woman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I'm not very strong and like looking into them. I'm good at punching things.
Yes, but you always seem to know where to go and what to do.
That is true.
You are lucky.
Sorry.
I'll take lucky.
Mm-hmm. Shall we?
Oh, right. I mean, I can probably fix that. It's just a little bit of... Yeah. There we go.
When someone on the Google Doc is an anonymous pumpkin. Why are you a pumpkin? Normally it's an animal.
I can't tell you why. What did I choose here? I don't know, and that doesn't help me. But we can figure that out. Okay, so you're going to head for Sensou-Ji is the plan then. Yes? Sensou-Ji is a very busy temple during the day. Not only is it like one of the more important ones within Japan and Tokyo, it is one of the larger tourist destinations for a lot of folks that come there. I have this wrong for dates. I'm trying to oh, wow. 10 days off. Of course, that makes sense. Wow, I'm so good at like looking stuff up suddenly.
I imagine it'll probably be at least slightly less touristy in the middle of the night.
Yes, this is very true. Things are very quiet at this time of day as you're arriving. The night is just kind of empty of most fellows. Things are just quiet around here. What is your plan, to be exact?
Trust Dawn?
Oh god. I don't know. What are our options? I'm good at option picking.
Well, you're outside it. Sensou-Ji, if you would be to look at it, is a region that has like a number of large gates that lead into the kind of like temple area proper. It's like they have a main temple. They have like a what's the gate called? I cannot for the life of me find the gate name. They have a gate name. I think it's the Kanarimon. Kamen Arimon. The Thunder Gate is the outer of the two large gates that ultimately leads to Sensou-Ji. Kind of beyond it is the temple grounds. In the beginning of the temple grounds, there's a long kind of open Broadway of like shops that have a lot of traditional stuff, along with like some touristy items for sale. And as you're getting closer to the actual temple, there's a lot more temple-style stuff. The grounds of the temple are what you're going to try to look for. I believe I had said you're going to want to look to the smaller temples in the ground areas of it. Probably more towards Yakishido. I'm zooming into this map here around the temple grounds kind of area of it. Of Sensou-Ji. Yeah, there's the one gate. Yeah. So you're gonna want to go beyond the normal gates. Surprisingly, there's a lot of, oh, that's right, it's, modern day city all around this stuff. So there's like a hospital and a kindergarten next to here I'm looking at, and a post office. They're like all right next door. It's city. It's something really nice, like something very traditional in the middle of the city. So, what's your plan for infiltrating? I don't think they have particularly large walls. Granted, doesn't mean you might not run into folks that would be very unhappy about you being in the area.
So is the temple closed at night then? They don't keep the temple open?
I am thinking unless it's a special event, they probably close up. Okay. And depending on the time of night you're going, probably early into the evening, they probably have some, maybe even towards midnight, I would say, because the Nakamasi Dori is the street that kind of leads up to the through the temple. So you go through the one gate, you have to go through that street that I talked about with all like the touristy and pilgrimy stuff, and then you go into another. And then check some freaking images. Cool. And you're going to probably assume that the Bodhisattva, I'm gonna so butcher it, Bodhisattva probably is hidden in a way. You're not sure how at this location.
Okay.
Alright. I think that is all the information I can easily give using the map of the place.
Is it like a museum or is it like a church?
Closer to a church because it's a temple and the temple grounds around it.
Okay.
But it is also very tourist attraction-y. It is the most widely visited spiritual site in the world, with over 30 million visitors annually.
Wow.
That's a lot.
I would not have expected that to be the state.
Yes.
What are we trying to get from this place?
There's a person here that you're trying
We're
to
trying
find.
to talk to someone.
Yes.
I say we just go in during opening hours whilst it's dark, and then hide there while they close it.
Yeah, they might not appreciate us just showing up out of nowhere. And if we're trying to get their help and we're in a country that doesn't like us.
Well,
I mean, showing up. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
We lost you there, so it doesn't.
Sorry, I didn't know. Well, I didn't know who was gonna talk. Anyway,
Mhm.
I mean, showing up. Is it possible for us to find this person during late open hours?
I mean, we can certainly try.
And if we don't find them, then we hide in the bush. Only if there's like security going around. They might not really have any.
Sure.
Sounds good.
I mean, our alternative plan is just sneaking in when it's closed and hoping that,
This way we don't have to climb walls again.
This is true.
I mean, I don't know. Wouldn't you enjoy some wall climbing?
I mean, Dawn would always.
We could do some more climbing.
Only if there's like a 3rd or 4th story window to jump out of at the end of it.
I mean, you've had a couple of those.
I know, but
They're always a
a
great
wall
time.
usually have that.
That's what I was looking for. Finally found it, I think, maybe. Okay. Welp. That don't help. Okay, so what are you doing? You're just going in. Okay, so you're going in.
Going in basically as tourists.
As tourists. So you're going in late evening or early evening. It's night's fallen. The lights are on. The main way is done. There is not as much going on. Again, there's probably still visitors even at this time of day, but a lot of the visitors probably come along a lot of the festivals and celebrations that go along with the Shinto and Buddhist religions. So going at a time where there's nothing going on means there's a lot less people. Doesn't mean there isn't tourists and stuff, but at this time at night it's probably relatively quiet. Actually, there's plenty of people still around, but it's not like it's the streets aren't stuffed with people. Yeah. You can easily enter in through the Thunder Gate, through the
The Thunder Gate.
Kaminariman. God, thank you for having my brain work. Ozuman is the other gate that you'd have to move through once you move through the Nakamise Dori. Are you having your translator there with you also?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, probably.
Because didn't Mayumi recommend we talk to the bodhisattvas?
Yes, we did mention that Bodhisattva might be good to check with.
Yeah, we're just gonna go in and talk to them.
As far as you know, your translator is a ghoul. Just letting you guys know.
Mm-hmm.
So, probably one of hers. What is your plan here for this place?
To talk to them?
I mean, there aren't many places to hide. Not in... The grounds of the temple are not large. The bodhisattva is known to be here, but finding him in a place, it's like looking in a needle in a sea of needles. He is a spiritual man in a place where spiritual men and women are at.
Have you encountered him before?
I have not. I am still relatively new to the realms of the supernatural. I have only been within Miss Shibasaki's service for a few years now. So apologies if I cannot be of more help in this matter. But if there is need for translation, I can. I managed to speak many languages. It's one of the skills that brought me to Miss Shibasaki's attention. Udivasta might not be Japanese. It could come from any Asian group. They are respected amongst all the kuei-jin, as far as I have learned.
Do we have the ability to go to the smaller buildings, just as tourists?
Generally speaking, there are certain places that tourists may go, and others I do not think we can go to.
Well then, let's begin our search in the places that we may go.
Okay. What? Okay, the main areas you can go are the kind of central temple. That normally is what it is. The actual Sensou-Ji, the temple to the goddess of mercy. Granted, like, the temple is on a grounds that's, like, there's a number of other gates and shrines in the area. Especially, like, the, can I, like, satellite view? There we go. Satellite view. Thank you. That helps on getting an idea of where everything is. Ooh.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
Nope.
Nope.
Yep. The smaller buildings, like the Rakudo, Yakushido, Shoku-Jizon. I shouldn't have Shoku-Jizon the statue. I know it's a little like thing you can give prayers to and stuff. Near, I'm not gonna even try it for the kanji. Look, if they're not gonna give me a kanji translation, I'm not gonna try for it. Yogodo is there too, and it's all next to, of course, Sensou-Ji. Yep. Because next to Sensou-Ji is the Asakusa Shrine, which is also the oldest Buddhist temple. Sensou-Ji is like it's like a temple grounds kind of area. You have to think about it. Sensou-Ji is the one that you think about when you think about these grounds. It's the one that's mentioned first because it's the main one of it. But there are other buildings and other stuff related to this kind of thing. Because there's like the Sensou-Ji temple, old 5-story pagoda. There's an area where the pagoda was. And I got a new one, I guess. I don't know where it is on this map because, again, like, Google Maps, you still hate me. But I'm pretty sure I can tell where everything is by color coordination because it's all this weird light blue, which means it's temple-y. I can only guess. So, yeah. There's a lot of buildings in the area. And, like, each of them has their own rules for, like, usage and stuff. Probably The kind of touristy stuff is Sensou-Ji. If you're just looking for general religious stuff, you can probably go to some of the other ones, too. They probably have their own business with it. But a lot of times it's probably not that busy overall, and it's just looked over.
I had an idea, but do you think he goes by the same name to everyone? Because we could just ask one or the other. You know, are they monks? I'm not sure. We could ask one of the
They are monks and shrine maidens. They would be.
We could ask one of them if they've sent him.
I mean, we don't know his name, do we?
Oh, do we
You
just
do
know-
not. You do not know his
Oh.
name. No.
I mean, we
Shit.
could just ask for the bodhisattva.
Because bodhisattva is a term that traditionally means it's like something else. Bodhisattva is supposed to be like, if we're going by what it means, it's any person who's path on Buddhism, kind of like, who's very far on the path towards Buddhism. So the thing is, because it has an actual like term in Buddhism that the kuei-jin kind of use also, because they have like a lot of the kuei-jin beliefs do stem from some like the idealisms of Buddhism. That's why they use that term. Unfortunately, that means it can be confusing.
Emil, what can you learn about this on Wikipedia or something?
Adjacent to temple is a 5-story pagoda, the Asakusa Shinto Shrine, as well as many shops, traditional goods in the Namasaki Dori. Yeah. Like, Sensou Kano Temple is dedicated to Kanon Botsatsu, a figure in Chinese mythology, Buddhist mythology, the bodhisattva of compassion. So, maybe related to that. Oh, but that's the actual main temple is dedicated to the bodhisattva of compassion. That's why, maybe that's why the bodhisattva is here. God,
Maybe.
figuring this out.
Is it bodhisattva or bodhisattva?
Bodhisattva? I don't actually know.
I think it's
I was
bodhi-
muted, that's why.
Oh no.
Okay, so, where are we at in the whole thing? Did we try to go in, or...
I'm trying to figure out how to pronounce a word that is just really confusing to me to pronounce.
With my dash, my brain lost a lot of it.
Wait.
So.
Bodhisattva.
Bodhisattva, it's supposed to be what it is, according to Google, or wherever the dictionary site that it is. Oh, that's the Oxford speaking one. Bodhisattva. I'm not gonna get it right. Sorry, Buddhists, I'm not gonna get it right. I'm very bad with this word. Sometimes I just reach a word and I not get it right for the longest time. I might eventually, if we
Hold
keep
on,
using
what is it?
Bodhisattva.
It's bodhisattva.
Spell it.
Bodhisattva.
Bodhisattva.
It's like
Bodhisattva. It's the sattva's easy. It's like
Oh, okay.
bodhisattva.
Yeah, bodhisattva. Bodhisattva. Because the DHI is just D. I have to remember that. Bodhisattva. There we go. I'm getting it better. Probably.
Bodhisattva.
It's bodhisattva. Or something like that. I don't know. It doesn't.
Bodhisattva.
Bodhisattva. The H, I guess, is silent for DHI.
Bodhisattva.
Probably. I'll be honest, English is one of the few languages that emphasizes an H sound,
Yeah.
so I wouldn't be surprised.
Yay!
Bodhi. Like you skip the H. Bodhisattva.
But like when all the pronunciation things that I've clicked on here, it kind of has not like a long I sound. It has like a short, like Bodhisattva.
Yeah,
Or
it's like
Bodhi.
Boda or Bada. I think both are right, because I'm getting both.
Anyway, It also might depend on the group that's using it, of the many Asian cultures that follow Buddhism.
That's true.
Sure.
Get on with it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, no. So it's bodhisattva's British pronunciation. Bodhisattva is American pronunciation.
So, yes, you're at Sensou-Ji. You've gone in.
Yep.
You're at the main temple. You're at the one dedicated to Bodhisattva Canon. The historic site. The
40 minutes in, and we're still just standing on the temple ground.
I'm glad I didn't miss much because I had a dash. I came back and I felt like, did things pass or did they not?
No!
I think they didn't.
Nope.
No, they didn't.
How all of our plans go?
Yep. All right, so
It's me trying to
Joe.
figure out what information you might be able to use, and then you trying to figure out what information you actually need. Yes.
I mean, we were told to come here and talk to the bodhisattva. Can we just ask around?
Sure.
yeah.
I will try to ask your translator, who... Did I give him a name?
Yes. His name is Ryota.
Ryota. I might have that written down somewhere. I don't know where... Because
I have it written down in my notes.
Yep.
In our notes.
In my notes, it might be somewhere around here, but I don't see it. So we'll just go. So Ryota will go and talk to someone that seems to be like a monk or some kind. Unfortunately, beyond the shrine itself, the Bodhisattva, there has been no one that has achieved that title, at least here, that he can identify.
Hmm.
Maybe that's not the right question that we have to ask. Sorry, I was just reading up more on the shrine, the place, and apparently there's 2 statues that were carved by a 106-year-old master sculptor in this place.
Not surprising.
Oh, damn.
You're 106 still doing that.
I'll be honest, if you live till 106, it's because you're still doing that.
Got it. True.
If I've learned anything about people who live super long, it's because they keep doing things and never stop.
Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
perhaps we need a different question or a different line. The people here seem to not know who you are speaking of in the general terms.
Perhaps we could ask after one who could help us find enlightenment.
Isn't that all of them?
It is,
Yeah, we could find out.
there might be
I'd also ask-
more masters amongst them, but it is hard to say.
Ask for Sensou-Ji.
Sensou-Ji is the temple we are at.
Oh, I was interested in that.
Yes. There is, it is dedicated to the Bodhisattva canon. I'm not going to go into, the legend of the entire thing, but apparently it was put in shrine here, the statue, with legend saying it was found and discovered by fishermen. Don't ask me that one. That's a weird story. Mm-hmm.
Maybe we could ask.
For some reason,
this.
under the impression that Sensou-Ji was the head person here or something.
Well, you're thinking of sensei, which is teacher, which is
Probably.
technically not the term for the high priest or whoever's in charge.
I understand that.
Which there probably
But-
is a...
I don't explain why my brain makes certain relations all
Yes.
the time.
Uh,
But that does make sense why my brain might have made that.
Priest.
Oh, good, my internet came back again. We could ask
Got
if
it.
anyone here is related to the Bodhisattva. The whatever. The whatever.
Bodhisattva.
The Bodhi.
The Bowie.
The body.
Booty.
Yes, is anyone here related to the booty? No, maybe.
The answer's no. No. You're not going to get an answer, everyone related to the booty. There's just confusion
I
on
would
that
actually
one.
ask, is anyone related to the bodhisattva?
Yes. I mean, really, that's what I assumed you were actually asking, rather than the actual booty joke.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, no one seems to think that they're related to it.
Well, my next idea is I just carry Nathan around on my shoulder until someone's just like, yo, stop doing weird vampire shit.
At this point, I'm down. I'm so down.
I
I
mean,
could live like
Leslie
600
Leslie about to
pounds.
summon up a living cloud of shadow in the whole place until we get the masters.
God. You gonna say something, Emil? I mean, we're...
I was gonna say, how about we just ask to be taken to the head priest?
That could also work.
sure.
He has to at least know all. I mean, he'll at least recognize people who wander around this place, especially after hours, at the very least.
Yep. Sure. Truly that. Okay. You'll be taken to the Buddhist priest. That is okay. God. I don't know what the high priest in Buddhism would be, but there are apparently bhikkhu is the term for Buddhist monk. I don't know what it would be in Japanese. It's somewhere in here. Oh, sobiku. Pretty easy. Thank you, Japanese. It's not as bad as spelling. Yay. So yes, you'll be taken to the Buddhist high priest. Because again, like, this entire thing has both Buddhist and Shinto kind of tones in it because of the nature of the two religions being almost side by side in Japanese nowadays.
Abbot is used in English-speaking countries for a month. Anyway, it's just an interesting thing.
Your translator will, of course, translate him, so I don't have to even say it's in Japanese. It's like, he wishes to know why you seek his counsel.
Do you know anyone by the name of anyone goes by Alvasa?
Isn't that it's a title? If I could ask him if he knows of anybody that would know the title, but I doubt he would answer. It'd probably be the same as the other monks. You seek a title that is used in the supernatural world in amongst the living. Perhaps you're going about this all wrong. You're seeking of this person.
Maybe our wonderful ghoul guide can help us out here.
Does the did we get a name of the Bodhisattva?
You
Or
did
just
not.
The Bodhisattva?
Just that it was a Bodhisattva, and it was they were lurking in this place. They were staying in this place.
Is there a Bodhisattva who resides in this game?
What was that noise?
The S comes before the V.
Bodhisattva?
Yes.
Oh yeah, Bodhisattva. Why did I say? Yeah, you're right.
Bodhisattva.
Perhaps we are not in search of a person. Rather, we are in search of enlightenment. So, who would best be able to guide us on our journey?
We could ask if we could go see the statues of the booty man. The booty.
That works. Just go Bodhi. Just say Bodhi, everyone.
That's just me and Dawn. That's just we're going at the booty.
Mm-hmm. I will ask. He says there are many ways to reach enlightenment. One can ask another for assistance. One can also seek enlightenment amongst themselves. You're asking a Buddhist about enlightenment. Perhaps rather than enlightenment, maybe I can ask if the person who has much wisdom amongst them. He'll ask his questions away. He'll come back to you after he gets a response. He says, the priest says that there are those amongst them that have gained many levels of enlightenment, and those that continue to seek it, those that find balance. And if we're looking for someone in particular that has balance to them, he sees no reason that we could not ask around amongst those that preside here. But he also warns that we may ask amongst those of the Buddhist faith. Those of the Shinto shrines and the temple nearby are another thing entirely. We would have to address them separately. Alright, so what's your plan to try to, talk to random monks and see if they're who you're looking for?
Well, Dawn could talk about her spiritual journey that she took.
I found a great little cockroach.
Perhaps this would be a good time for an early break.
I'll give you guys an early break so you can think a little bit about what you're going to go about. Just, we've at least gotten to, you can just talk to the people and see if any of them, are even close to the person you're looking for. So we'll take a break here. If you need to grab a drink, snack, bathroom break, go ahead and do it, and we'll be back in a little bit.
Although I do have...
Alright, we're back, and hopefully, we got some ideas on what to do now. We talked about it, we figured it out. We're not completely foolish. Maybe I am. So, Emil, you had a question for the guy you were going to ask.
Yeah, I was just doing this. Perhaps, we were told to seek bodhisattva here, but, perhaps we could stay the night and maybe we'll find who we're looking for?
I'll phrase that in a way that makes sense. He'll ask a question of him, and he'll come back with, so it seems that we may stay this one night at least if we seek enlightenment. Says it sounds like that's what he assumes we are doing, trying to seek enlightenment on our journey. It has a modest space, but we must be among the monks.
Very well.
I believe they will give us a resting area for the night as it is approaching. Yeah, so you can, you amongst the monks for a little bit here. It does seem that there's having, a very, simple dinner. The Buddhist monks of the temple here. And they have very simple resting quarters here on property. With the, where each has their own, kind of very simple futon they can roll out. What is your plan now that you're in amongst them and you have infiltrated the monks? Do.
So I get a cool jacket from them
monks.
as well.
Them.
No, I guess you get some monk robes and a shaved head if you want one.
Ooh, maybe.
I think I'm good.
Maybe Dawn will just do the half shave.
Ooh.
Umber's muted if he wants to include himself.
Just following everyone else around.
Okay.
For the time being.
No shaving for you?
I think not.
Okay. The monks seem like relatively friendly sorts. what is your plan now for investigating them?
This is where someone else steps in. I didn't have a plan beyond this. I just figured this was better than. I just figured this was better than.
Your
leaving and sneaking back in over the
translator
wall.
will suggest, perhaps if one of you has the ability to see things that others do not, you could use that ability to detect to see if some of the monks were, as the others would investigate them with words.
I mean, I have a cool filter on my phone. It's like a heat filter. I don't know if it works or not because it like shows me as like orange.
I think you might have got gypped there.
I paid 99 pence for this.
Oh, that's... At least that's not a major loss.
Nathan, we've been ripped off.
It's happened before. I'm sure it'll happen again. If it's 99 pence, I'll win.
You know,
It's 99 pence.
I'm gonna have to order this to the fucking hotel, and I'm immediately going on Amazon, and I'm gonna order one of those thermometers that you can use for distance that you point at things.
Ooh. Cough, cough, Leslie, cough, cough, Auspex, cough, cough.
What?
I don't think you have all specs, do you?
I
Leslie
don't have
has-
Auspex.
You have Auspex. Check your character sheet. You got it, remember?
Oh, did you gain all specs?
Oh, right! I've never had... that was like a month ago, and I've never used it.
I just remembered myself. That's why I was like, if someone had some power that they could use.
Yeah, I was like, do none of us have auspice?
No, Leslie took it. No one else had it.
None of us did have Auspex. I got it from Semiche.
Yep, you got it from a Mr. Friend we had.
I don't think it's a roll. It's just a blood point spend, or is it even a blood point?
It depends. You have 1 and 2. I think 1 isn't a roll. 2, I don't know. Let me check if it's a blood point. That's the one thing I forgot to do. Open book. I thought about it before we started, and then I got us all set up, and then I forgot about it after we were done being set up. Because of course I did.
Anything.
It's the 1 week I should have remembered. Where are you? V20. There we go, and there is the book. Alright, now around 200 is bonus, so we'll go to 150, because that's closer to where we need to be. Yep. You have Auspex 2, which is Aura Perception. Yeah, you just have to, like, stare at people for a little bit. Creepily.
Alright. Well, I guess I'll just start staring at people. I'm just gonna take a seat somewhere and people watch.
Okay. Roll me a Perception Empathy difficulty 8.
Ooh.
This probably won't work out.
That's not good.
I mean, can't I can misread things, so we might end up taking more time, but I can't do anything like dangerous like I could with obtenebration.
You actually make your eyes glow bright red.
No, that's Protean.
Yep.
And that just happens when you use the ability.
I guess I'll just spend a while doing this too.
Dang. So everyone's aura is weird. Everyone in this place.
How long does that reading take?
Not long. I mean,
Alright,
okay, actually, let's see here. Okay, actually, you know what?
Yes.
Roll me, roll that 10 times.
Okay.
We'll say that's all the monks then, that you read all of them.
He was just gonna give you one roll as a general, but then
Yeah.
that it's like, let's just do it for every individual person.
Oh, look at those 2 tens.
Jesus.
Holy.
Okay.
Well,
Well, now I know where my Monday and Wednesday game luck went. Apparently.
Oh, there's a bad one.
How many is that?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So one more.
Aww.
Okay.
That was a decent amount of tens. I'll take it.
Yeah.
A couple of those let me figure out pretty deep things about whoever I was looking at.
I just go like that -2. It's all like, I
Okay.
think that guy's also a vampire.
Yeah.
All right. You seemed to notice that there are 3 very unusual characters in amongst the monks here.
Yeah, the 3 of us don't count, Tantus. He wasn't supposed to read us.
But you can point out 3 that seem to stand out. One of them seems to be at least in position, and the way they dress seems to be a junior monk. The other 2 seem to be seniors. One of which is what's the best way to describe this? One of this is probably like a middle-aged man who seems to be in a higher position, and the other seems to be a maybe man in his 30s in the position.
Which role was the 30-year-old man?
All of them had auras that detected as something unusual. You've never seen an aura like that before. You've with your practice, you've read normal humans. They looked a little bit like normal humans, except brighter a little bit. Like, you could notice there's a difference, but it is odd difference.
Wait, brighter, not pale?
No.
Well done.
Okay.
One
So, on 3 of those, I can, or no, on, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On 6 of those, I can just figure out the shade, so bright or pale. On 3 of them, I can distinguish the color, and on 1 of them, I can figure out patterns and shifts.
Like, shade will tell you, pale...
Pale or bright.
Pale or bright, like vampire mortal.
Yeah.
The thing is, on 2 of them, they're brighter than... on 3 of them, they are brighter than normal.
Okay. I was able to get color or pattern on those ones? 1 success ones.
You were not able to get on those.
Okay.
There were only 2 you were unable to read at all. You just weren't able to read.
Okay. Of the ones that I did get color, what color?
Most of them seem to be of the... They're gold colored. All of them seem to be gold.
Ah, alright.
The one that is a couple of the younger ones seem... gold's the main color. I'd say gold's the main color for all of them. Actually, because you're reading the main color. All those that you can read the color from, which you are able to read the color from 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. They're gold.
Okay.
So you're able to read 8. 3 of them had auras that were brighter than normal. Of those that you read,
they were all gold.
Those that you detected, only 1 of them detected as gold. Of those that you read that you got the shifting from, the brightness from. Only one of them did, you could read the gold. The others you could not read.
All right. Well, Leslie will subtly point out the gold one, but mention that of the ones I was able to get a read on, they're all spiritual. So it's gold guy might be our best bet. He's the most
He is
spiritual.
the young one, actually.
Well,
Point that out.
The one that seems to be like a newbie.
Maybe that's the trick.
Yeah, I think it's either him or the other one in his 30s.
I mean, 30 isn't even that old for spirituals, so.
And he also seems higher up.
Hmm. It's a confusing mess, to be honest. That's the best I've got.
Well, you have seemed to narrow it down to 3 choices.
What's like a phrase only a vampire would understand? It would sound really not vampire-ish to anyone else.
Good.
I only
did
know
you-
basics of kuei-jin, as I am on more of the blood of kindred with my powers. I do not know of them the same way.
I suppose the Masquerade would not count, given that they don't follow us here.
Kuei-jin follow a code very similar. That is why they can get along in many places that we do. But it is their own code nonetheless.
Exactly. They may not know what is being referred to by the Masquerade.
Leslie, can you read them as I asked if they know English?
I can try.
I'll sit up a little straighter and address kind of the group of them.
Well, I mean, like, there's all 10 of them are kind of hanging around. So, I mean, like...
Right.
Okay.
I'm just talking out loud and kind of glancing around to indicate that I'm not speaking to any one in particular.
Okay.
Do any of you speak English?
The young one that I've been talking about, along with, like, another 3 younger monks, you know, they seem like the youngest group of them, probably newer ones, would be like... I speak a little, and they will all say like they've got a couple of years behind them.
The young one's the one that got patterns and shifts on, right?
Yes, you got patterns and shifts on one of them, the young ones. You probably got gold, but standard on another one of the young ones. Just a reading on the third one. Fourth one is one of the ones you didn't get a reading on. So, one of them is the one that you got, like, that it was a little brighter of an aura. Another one was just standard gold. One was just, normal person, but you couldn't read. And then the other one, you couldn't read at all. There also seems to be a little bit of English in amongst the, mid-tier, the elder monks. Which there are, let's say, another, 4 of them. Because then there's the 2 that I said were more in higher positions, not quite at the high priest. Between them, 2 of them speak a little English, the other 2 do not. And amongst the higher monks, the older one that you did get a little reading of that was unusual, also, he says he knows a little. I know a little.
Okay, specifically, which one was the 4 success?
You don't know.
What?
You don't know which is the 4 success.
But I would be able to
But
tell
he would
by
be able to understand more about that one than any of the others.
Seems like perhaps something blocked it a little bit.
Oh, God.
The dude knows who you use those specs. We've been discovered.
Or it has a counter power to keep himself hidden.
Or that.
So Leslie doesn't even know that he got he read somebody that well?
Nope.
Ah.
Because he didn't.
But put it this way: you still read someone very well.
But I have no clue.
No.
Alright, out of character, that's about all the help I can give you, Nathan. Goldie, I got the gold boys and the bright boys.
I mean, again, like, it's gold if you're reading the aura color. The 3 just are bright. And only one was red the color, and it was gold.
Would any of you be willing to talk with me? A bit.
Wait, hold on. I got color read on 4 of them, though.
You did. You got color read on 4 of them. Well,
And
3 of them were not bright, though. Or anything special. They look just like mortals.
So they just don't have any emotion?
Spiritual is the emotion.
Yeah, so they would show up as gold as well.
Yes. You got the color read on 4 people, I said. You managed to get color read on.
But you said I only got 1 color on 1 person.
No. 1 color on one of the bright auras. Okay.
Auspex breaks my brain, dude.
Okay, you read 10 people.
Yes.
Now, there's brightness and there's color, which are 2 different things. For
Brightness step 1.
Brightness step 1. 3 people had brighter than normal auras.
Okay.
Now, that doesn't mean that you didn't read that there were normal auras on 5 more of them. So you read brightness on 8 of them.
Yeah, but I should also be getting 4 colors. 4 people's colors.
Yes, all of them were gold.
Oh, all of them were gold.
Yes, all 4 of those colors were gold. They're all, the main color for them is spiritual. They are Buddhist monks training here. It makes sense.
Yeah, I thought you were saying only 1 person. I got color on 1 person, and that 1 person was gold.
No. You got.
These are gold. These are mortal.
Yes.
These you know nothing about. This one is a gold bright, and these 2 are bright, and you don't know what color they are.
Add 2 more golds to that. I don't know. I don't.
Gold.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are gold.
And then there's 2 more brights, and then that's it.
And these, yes.
Yeah.
Gold, bright, gold, mortal, as far as you can tell, know nothing.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think we got it down.
Adequately visualized?
Adequately visualized, I think.
I think.
Okay. So I'm just asking out loud if anyone would be willing to sit down and chat for a bit.
The younger one, it... You feel as though one of the, mid-rank monks will be like, we normally do not... The one that could speak a little English. We normally do not speak very much here, unless it is needed. We are usually to ourselves. I understand that you are new to the meditations and need to speak or learn, and English is your best language. But you obviously have a friend who can speak our language. Perhaps it would be better to talk to one of the elders and have them translate for you.
Fair enough.
Okay. Okay. Oh. Ah, interesting. Neat. Okay. You want to speak to one of the 2 elders?
I want to speak to someone who wants to or is willing to speak with me. That's why I asked.
Yes. I mean, it seems as though there's a lot of politeness of, the younger monks who can speak more English because they probably had the more standard Japanese education, which does include a number of years of English, they are willing to say simple things, but not to dive deep into the spiritual side because they seem to act as though they do not know enough to teach. They can instruct you ways of the monastery and understanding it. It seems as though many of them assume that you're not planning to stay here permanently, that you're planning to visit and maybe, like, bring back the teachings to somewhere or something. Or seek to bring the teachings to, like, maybe America somewhere. You know, convert kind of thing.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Hearing all this, Dawn is gonna ask, like, does anyone want to hear about, like, my spiritual experience? And not wait for her to reply and start waffling on about the Great Law Cockroach and the stuff she remembers.
Okay. There's probably going to be some confusion because they're not really understanding what you're 100% talking about. Because again, like, it's like knowing high school French or something. They know high school English.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But she is gonna waffle about that, and then whenever she has to refer to, like, Ryan or anyone, she's just gonna call them, like, her spiritual guardian that took her on this trip.
Cool. Okay.
Just to see if anyone has a reaction to any of it.
You have a fascinating time in your life, Miss Dawn.
Yeah, Dawn. Yeah, no, I was unconscious for like 3 months. And when I woke up, I was not afraid of cockroaches anymore.
You definitely get the feeling that maybe... I'll give it to you that it seems as though the one that you got the most read of amongst the younger ones, the one that was gold and bright in amongst the young ones, if there's something unusual about him, he probably isn't the spiritual one you're seeking. Just from his tones, the way he acts, things like that.
Pass it along.
As I said, like, the medium level, like, monks, you know, that they've been there for a while, they're, you know, have a lot of experience, they seem to be keeping to themselves and doing their own thing. Own meditations and stuff. The higher ones also seem to be more keeping to themselves. It seems like only the younger 4 monks are the ones that have a little less discipline and are more, like, interested in the visiting guests a little bit. All the 6 older ones will give politeness if you speak to them and they can speak English, or if you have your translator speak to them, they'll give politeness. But they will, like, sit down as much as is needed for the politeness, it seems, most of the time. They'll keep to, like, especially the 2 elders that seem to know a lot will definitely give, like, spiritual advice, but they don't seem to, like, neither seems very, like, adept at, like, throwing a lot out at you. They seem to keep a little bit, keep some in. Well, you have 2 candidates right now, if you're trusting Leslie's vision. What do you want to do?
Dawn,
Oh god.
this is your specialty. Pick one.
Yeah, we need your luck.
The other one I thought was possibly the dude in his 30s that picked up gold.
He didn't pick up gold, but he picked up bright.
Oh.
Yeah. The 2 like, elders picked up gold, but one is 30s, one is 50s. So yes, one is younger of the 2, definitely. But I mean, like, position in the overall hierarchy, or, like, they've achieved X enlightenment. I don't know how it works.
They ranked up.
They ranked up in Buddhism. That sounds like something you can't do, but whatever, we'll go for it.
It's just like raising your Overwatch rank. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Buddhism rank.
Yo, I got to gold one in magic in like a day.
Hell yeah, dude.
I totally am platinum in my Buddhism. I am maximum enlightenment. I gotta be ready for the reset. New season's coming up. Oh my god.
Oh, jeez.
It's a little too silly. A little too silly.
So, shall we talk to the...
What do you wish for me to say to the one of them? And which one should I talk to?
We indicate the 30-year-old, slightly higher up one.
Okay. What should I say to him?
Do you think they know anything about, like, the worm and the weaver and stuff? That'd be something that translates over?
Could be.
We also could just be like, hey, have you seen any, like, Bruiser around?
Speaking of Brucia, you haven't noticed anybody playing with time, have you? Tantus?
Oh, no.
Nope.
If I notice anyone play. Okay, no
Okay.
time play. Yeah, no. It's exactly, 10:30. It's fine. Nothing's been fucked with.
Nope.
10:30.
Time feels timey.
Time feels timey. I love it.
That's a great way of describing it. Time feels timey. I may have broken a while ago. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Perhaps you could ask if he has any advice for those who oppose the worm.
Oh, that's good.
The worm?
Mm-hmm. That's WURM? YRM?
I do not know what you speak of. If you want to roll an intelligence occult, any of you,
Yes.
that might help you.
Sure.
I can do this.
Sure.
I can't do this.
I have a
I have
pretty
so
strong...
many dice.
What's the alteration? Because I don't actually have a cult.
Just
What's the difficulty?
intelligence.
All right.
Difficulty, we'll go with the 8. So Leslie has 2 successes.
I have none.
I mean, you technically have worse. You have negative.
Look, I forgot stuff. It was... Look, Japan is fucking with my mind a little.
The Kuei-Jin oppose Godzilla. Leslie!
Disrespect someone more.
Man, I got a 10, but then I also got a 1.
You know that, the Kuei-Jin deal with a number of malignant spirits that they refer to as Yamakins. They're equivalent to the Banes of the West.
Perhaps you could bring up the Yamakin for us.
So, yes. I just love trying to read through this, like, you know, just the basics of, like, you know, Kuei-Jin lore, and I'm like, this sounds very, like, you know, I could be watching, like, a supernatural, like, Asian martial arts movie, and I would be, like, this would be their stuff they'd be explaining in it. Anyway, so yeah, the Yamakins. He'll bring up something.
When he's talking, I'm gonna glance around at the other
Yeah.
people in earshot, see if I notice any of them perk up.
Sure. Give me a empathy perception.
Perception?
Yeah, empathy perception check.
also
Sure.
keep an eye out for this?
You can also keep an eye out and read people's emotions. It's a crapshoot for Nathan.
Let's see. Oh, shit.
Dawn doesn't know how to read people either. Freaking Leslie's just like, give me a second. Hold my beer.
Hold my blood.
Hold my blood. Excuse you.
Hold my blood light.
Oh my.
What's the roll again?
Empathy perception.
I'll get a clap on that one. That's good.
That was good.
That was good. I enjoyed that one.
I don't know where I saw that, but I've seen that somewhere before. Hey, Emil's able to read a little bit. Yeah. Emil, you're kind of looking around. You see no reaction to it. You're not sure how many people overheard it. Leslie, actually, as you're kind of sitting there, you do get a kind of like it's very subtle, but like maybe just a tiny ting from the person in front of you that the question was asked to.
And which one got asked?
30-year-old.
30-year-old. All right.
That was my first guess.
I like how like Trevor being social here. Hold my bloodline.
That is all you needed to hear.
I mean, it's the power of Leslie today. It's just like, here, hold my drink.
Yeah. You need a check done? Oh, don't worry.
Leslie.
I mean, it's a welcome change from how my past various games have been going. I mean, I'm not really the one. I'm just gonna like try and I'll just like whisper to Nathan, I suppose. But,
your translator turned towards you. There's something I have noticed about the man. It is very subtle, but I think he is of both Japanese and Chinese descent.
He also did he say, was he the one of the ones that said he spoke English?
No,
Okay.
did not speak English.
He still, but he may also be the one that we are looking for, I believe. There's something about him.
Let me try something. Your translator is going to switch languages, actually, to one that you do not recognize. He's going to speak kind of under his breath to the man. The man will kind of stand up and move outside of the building towards one of the gardens. The translator will kind of turn up and go, I believe that we are to follow.
I'll follow.
Indeed.
Same.
Didn't realize all I needed to do was ask if he was Chinese.
Yeah.
See, this would have gone so quickly if I had just looked you up earlier.
I mean, the fact is, let me put it this way. I have the names of 3 Budapestas that are normal, unless I completely make something up, and I just used one of the one existing. And he is technically of not Japanese name. So I made it easy. I need to look something up, and I'm totally forgetting what the hell it was. 'Cause I'm smart. Me smart.
Smart.
Me smart. Good smart.
Yep. So we are following the
Yes.
30-year-old monk out to the gardens, to a presumably slightly more private setting, even if only just because there's less people around.
Sorry. I was trying to look up something to figure out what it was, and I'm forgetting. Don't bad GM me, Lightning. I'm just forgetful of everything. I forgot that kuei-jin, they don't burn in the sunlight. They rot in the sunlight.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
it's nasty.
Yeah.
Good thing there's no sunlight.
Yeah. They rot until they're nothing but a putrefied carcass. Yup. Anyway, he'll start speaking in the same language that your translator addressed you with. He asks why you've sought him out.
We were told he might be able to help us on our journey, as we are looking for contact with the Nagaraja.
He's going to translate back and he's going to say, he says that there is none that he can help. He speaks of a failure. He speaks of the children of illusions and the darkness which once came upon us all. A great battle between yin and yang. Much was lost. Taiju, the Ether Thunder Master, and him did battle with the great demon of the West. The children of the demons are amongst us at all times. He claims that I have the tainted demons within myself too. We do not master Dharma. We do not seek enlightenment. We seek... This is me forgetting the word I'm trying to use here. Not disunion and... discord. For those that seek, those that hide from themselves, it is more than to just wish for assistance from anyone. One must be enlightened enough to understand it. And amongst us, only one has reached a level of true enlightenment, and another has found themselves on a path of, I think he says, yin. I believe he is referring to yin and yang with that one, but it is hard to say. Do not know if he will help you directly. It is hard to say for sure. Your translator will, again, talk with him for a moment, kind of back and forth a little bit, and then turn towards you shaking his head. I asked him if there was no way to return to our worlds. That, like his kindred, that he is a figure to them. As the kindred have their elders, he is a sign of the kuei-jin's enlightenment, their power, their strength. Perhaps more peace and understanding can be made between our sides. No, Aurora, not right now. Give me 15 minutes and you can show me, okay? Not while I'm doing stuff. I do on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays a lot.
Now you wait until she's a teenager.
Oh my god, it's gonna be so awful. It's awful now. It's the crazy
Yeah.
7-year-old.
I feel like it'll be less awful for you when she's a teenager.
Yes!
More awful for her.
Possibly. Being in the same house might be just enough, honestly.
Then, when she's a teenager, you'll be the cool uncle and she'll hate her parents.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking.
Anyway. I don't know if I can get through to him through his... I do not know if it's mistrust or something else. I'm not sure what he's speaking about either. It sounds familiar, I'll tell you guys that.
He said that one among us was capable of enlightenment, or had reached some amount of enlightenment.
Had walked the path of enlightenment, and another has walked the path of a different kind of enlightenment, the path of Yin.
I did some weird freaky shit.
Again, he also talked about some great battle that he felt like the words he sounded like it was loss rather than success at.
And it was something about the children of illusion, which would be the Ravnos.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the children of the Ravnos that lost?
I'll give you, because you're interpreting it the right direction. It sounds as though that maybe because you know the end result of the battle against the Ravnos antediluvian when he woke up. You remember India. Kuei-Jin are in India too. What would have been the first response to a very powerful dark force waking up?
Murder.
Keeping it in check.
With murder.
Doing battle with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that guy in Monty Python Holy Grail. So, if she weighs the same as a duck, then she's made of wood.
Wood buns.
So burn at the stake.
So, he opposed the Ravnos antediluvian with a buddy of his.
Technically 2 different ones.
He opposed 2 different Ravnos antediluvians?
No, there was 2 names. One was an actual name, the other seemed to be a separate title. It's Taiju, the Iron Chrysanthemum, and the Ether Thunder's Master, who didn't have an actual name, was just known as the Ether Thunder's Master. Because look,
Thunderous Master?
Thunders. I'll put these here in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah, the Ether Thunder's Master, and there is Taiju, the Iron Chrysanthemum.
Okay. So, would one of them be able to help us?
Yes. Sounds as though the character is now this person here, whose name they have not given yet. This bodhisattva, getting it right, saw what happened there and has found themselves in a little bit of like self-exile to like figure out, what went wrong, how could have things gone different, because effectively three of not quite equivalent but very nearly equivalent to what would be considered like that same level of power and amongst the kuei-jin did battle with the ravenous one. Granted, I'm not actually sure the maximum dharma one could reach. Except the final stages is where you get a bodhisattva.
Huh.
Where they're at least rank 9. Because apparently dharma is the thing for kuei-jin.
Huh.
You have to at least get to 6 to be known as an ancestor. Again, I am not actually even sure how... Oh, they're a form of enlightenment. So, yeah, kuei-jin are different than vampires, so that they have to, like, eat other people to gain more strength, or eat each other. Kuei-jin just find enlightenment and they get more powerful. So, that's what they can do. But I still think they don't necessarily stack up in the long run.
Perhaps what was missing in the battle against the demons of the West?
I think they're referring to you folks as the demons of the West.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I got
Yeah.
that. That's why I'm saying perhaps what was missing from the battle with the demons in the West was a balancing group of demons from the West that opposed those that you opposed.
Your translator will pass it along, and he'll say that the children of illusions fell to their sires, to their fathers' whims. No others were there to oppose them in the great battle that came. It was 3 days of death and rampaging. 3 days that they failed to do battle. Then great weapons were employed. Terrible weapons. He was lucky to survive. The others were not. And then the great light came and purged the father of illusions, the great demon. He still has yet to recover. He'll actually show he'll like pull up some of the robes on his side to reveal like side of his body has like some kind of like just scar on it that just seems to like eat into it. No. Magic nuke.
I was pretty close.
That is technically what was used on the entire group there.
A dragon. It was indeed dragonfire.
Well, yes, it was magic. Its magical neutron bombs were used.
Oh!
Yeah. Technically, if you want the full story, the 3 bodhisattvas combined their powers to create a supernatural storm, which would block the sunlight above them while they battled the antediluvian. So then the 4 of them, who were effectively considered probably at least Generation 4s, maybe one of them could have been a Generation 3, because apparently considered Generation equal to the Dharma rank. If you need to be 9 to be a bodhisattva, which would be Gen 4, 10, which is the maximum, would be Gen 3 for kuei-jin. So that's how powerful they can get to. They can get some very powerful ones. It was then a technocracy because they couldn't get their sunlight orbital weapon through the clouds to use on the antediluvian. They nuked it, neutron bomb, and then used the sun thing to finish everything off. Mm-hmm. So yeah, magical neutron bombs probably have a really bad effect if you live through it.
I'd imagine so.
Yeah.
it's like magical neutron bomb. Either you die or you're just screwed up. I don't even know what it would have done. Like the technocracy magical neutron bomb.
A lot.
Yeah.
Well, we have opposed a similar demon ourselves.
They'll pass it along. He says it matters not what you've faced. If one cannot find enlightenment in themselves or in others, then one is destined to find failure in the ways that they go about things. As he has said that only one of you truly has touched enlightenment and perhaps can be seen as worthy of the enlightenment he can give. Perhaps he is speaking to your spiritual friend. As your translator is going to look at you, Dawn.
Oh.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
Perhaps you should find the words to speak with him. Since you have seemingly found some level of enlightenment he respects.
Oh. Does he, like... I don't really remember anything. Apparently I fucked like an angel god thing though, and that happened for like a week.
Well, perhaps we should take our second break here before Dawn tries to figure out how she can spiritually connect with someone because she had spiritual adventures. Because poor spiritual adventures of Dawn come up again.
Yes! Dawn's immediately just gonna put like the two fingers on her temples and just like squeeze her eyes shut and just like tense and try and like send telepathic messages.
Holy sense. Oh god. I can see Dawn doing that and it's wonderful.
Dawn, yeah. Hey, works on TV.
Alright, so we'll take our break here and we'll be back in a little bit for our last hour. So, see you in a second, see you in a little bit, folks. Alright, hey, welcome back. We're on for the last hour. Well, technically more like 50 minutes, but still. Dawn, what are you going to say to the spiritual guy that believes that you have some kind of spiritualism to you because you went through spiritual adventures?
She squeezes her eyes shut and like puts her fingers to her temple and she concentrates really hard. And, like,
I'm gonna have to
see her after like a minute, like peeking through the one eye to see if it's doing anything.
Kuei-Jin telepathy. Let's see, like, if there is a telepathic power for Kuei-Jin. I don't know. Ooh. Because I think there's a telepathy under aspects. Am I right? I think I am. I can quickly check that because I'm close to aspects. Probably. There we go. Roleplaying event by the Masquerade. There we go. Yeah, telepathy's a rank 4 power. If of aspects. Okay. Maybe we can have something here.
Oh shit, does my plan work?
Okay. Now I have to check that to see which way he's aligned currently. Thank you, Aura Power. He's currently Yang Cycle, which means he would currently have Life Sight. Okay. What the hell does it do?
What do you want it to do?
Yes.
Same.
Alright, he's gonna, like, look at you and, say something to your translator who says, like, he says, it's interesting to see how you are very emotionally confused.
Yeah, I get that a lot. Okay, whew. And she's, like, shaking her hands like she's about to do something, and then she quickly grabs her phone and she calls Ryan.
I'm just gonna, like, call in Ryan and be like, hey, Ryan, can you, show up and be spiritually for me?
Yeah, Ryan, I don't know how to do this spiritual thing, and this guy kind of wants a show, and I feel like I'm letting him down. It's pretty embarrassing.
Oh, okay, I'll come over there and help. Where are you at?
In this monk place?
Maybe put Nathan on. He might know the name of it.
Yeah, it's fair. Nathan, it's for you.
Nathan, where are you? Dawn was saying, like, she needs me for something. I don't know. I can't understand.
Sensou-Ji.
Okay. Gesundheit.
It's the large temple grounds area in... You know what? Get the equivalent of an... Oh, not an Uber.
I just get a taxi.
Sure. That's fine.
Okay. You'll sit around in awkward silence for like 30 minutes for Ryan to show up. I mean, like, the spiritual guy's just fine sitting there. But, like, the four of you are just like, yup. And your translator's just, like, kind of, like, also just, yup.
Dawn's at the point where she's
Hello! Konnichiwa! I'm learning some Japanese.
Like, talent. I like it.
Excellent.
So, what's going on here?
Well, this guy apparently has some sort of respect for me because of my spiritual journey, except I can't do any spiritual things, and I kind of need some help. I don't even remember half of this stuff. I'm just relying on what you've told me.
The man will start saying something, which your translator will go, he says you are very strange, newcomer. That you are... it's as if you are an aura of... a very bright and vibrant aura, like those of the beasts of the earth. But also... sparkles like those of the ley lines. Okay, that's neat. So, spiritual adventures. Let me tell you about the spirituality of Moranian. Was Masa, who's totally friends with the Great Lord Cockroach. My spirituality believes in the existence of all things, big and small. As a cockroach, you're always looked down upon. So you see, when you're looked down upon, you've only one place to go is up. That or the underside of a boot. But I've never experienced a boot large enough to squish me. Let me tell you that. You have to have a really large boot to do that. I'm like 9 foot tall when I'm in roach form. That where I'm lots of little roaches, which is an odd feeling when you're a swarm of roaches going across the things, because then you're like 27,000 different things at the same time. That's an odd feeling, let me tell you. But anyway, back to the spirituality side. So, when you're kind of in the lower end of the totem pole and everything's probably going to murder you, especially everything in the world, including the people that created you, you kind of have to look on the bright side of everything. You know, and these folks here, they're a little bit weird, a little bit with the blah, 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 blood-sucking and all. A little different than the TV would tell you. But they're pretty nice folks. I don't think they're trying to corrupt nature and stuff. And good old Dawn here, she definitely has a spiritual side to her that's a lot different from the others. I think she's probably got the most humanity out of all of them. Most closest to being immortal. Probably being best one out of all of them. Not to say that the others aren't pretty good too. They're not too bad. They retain something of what it means to be a person in the world as it was. Just because you gain supernatural powers and you live forever and you stalk the night and drink the blood doesn't mean you have to like lose what means you mean. I mean, I changed into a giant 9 foot tall cockroach monster that sheds constant cockroaches. I'm not sure if they're parts of me or clones of me or what, but they just keep coming out. I don't know why. It's weird. But it's an existential problem that you kind of have to face when you're big and like that. So, I mean, understanding, like, the nature of the world in itself is a fine thing and all, but we all have to find our balance in life. The Great Rogue Cockroach always tells me, sometimes you poop in your pants, and sometimes your pants find the poop. Either way, you gotta be ready to clean the shit up and move on with your life.
Wow.
I couldn't agree more.
Slow nodding.
I'm the favorite. Did you guys? I'm the favorite.
Dawn for New Face.
I mean, Dawn's the nice one to Ryan as a favorite. Everyone's generally nice to Ryan, but Dawn is like... Dawn's probably the person that is the most human out of all of you, all the vampires in the team. And Brian recognizes that. Your translator will do his best to translate all of that.
Yeah.
He responds with, "You are very strange for a creature that both should and should not be in existence." It was as if a bear and an owl would get together. They should not create an actual offspring. You are similar.
I hate you so much.
You're welcome for that one there.
Oh.
Still, you persevere beyond the darkness that seems to plague you and push on. He asks, "What is it that you truly seek? What things do you look for? Not in the short term, in the long term. What are your goals for the existences you have?" He wishes to know that first. Like all creatures, we must all have goals in mind. Oh, well, if you're talking about mine, I would hope to one day start a family, you know, maybe find some peace in my existence, you know, maybe give 1/4 to the people that created me. They're kind of jerks. You know, they're not nice folks. After that, you know, I hear tell there used to be other insect kind of creatures like me before all the, say all the spider ones kind of ate them all. But you know what? Maybe we should bring them back. And we're first part in that journey. We just have to look out and not be eaten by giant spiders. Maybe giant roach shells can save us from that. Maybe anything akin to us that used to exist was much tinier. Spider people are a lot smaller than we are when we transform. Gotta thank, I'll thank our creators for that. You know, our big old bodies. There you go. Who's next? Dawn, how about you?
Oh, I just kind of want to have, people around. It seems nice, like, some people can stick around. Eventually I want to paint my room. I'm thinking like a green copy.
Dawn, do we need to have a conversation?
No,
Okay.
no, it's fine.
Okay.
Okay. Leslie, you're next.
Nathan, you go.
Oh, I imagine Dawn has the right of it. I believe you're next.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, not for the world to end?
That sounds pretty nice, actually, yeah. I would also like that. That's my answer.
I mean, unlife certainly isn't awful. I mean, it certainly isn't great, but it's better than not being. Nathan?
Ultimately, I'd like a balance between challenge and ease. Too much challenge, I imagine the end of the world would be particularly challenging, and I have no interest in facing that head-on, so to speak. So I'd rather avoid the situation if we can. But at the same time, just sitting back, doing nothing, sounds incredibly boring. So, yes, averting the end of the world ultimately would be a bonus. Emil?
What was the question?
Your personal goals. Long term.
Long term.
A very good question that can be hard to answer. Does Emil even have currently long-term goals that he's been thinking of?
Not really. I guess the thing is like,
just been sort of existing hand-to-hand at this point in time.
yeah. I haven't thought about that in a while, I guess would be his response.
Your translator will translate this over. There'll be a little bit of silence for actually a little bit. Before the man will actually begin to speak. But something odd happens this time. Like, you can tell the words that are coming out of his mouth are not something you understand. But each of you actually, like, begins to understand what he says. You seek many things. You seek perfection in yourselves, balance in yourselves, balance in the world. These are not things I can argue against. All creatures should seek this, and your paths shall take you in many directions. I will grant you 2 things. Not because you have done something for me, and not because you deserve it, But I sense that the path you walk will hide the world from a great darkness that has plagued us for long. Not forever, but for another time. Perhaps to give man a chance to evolve, to find a true balance between the spiritual and the science, before it is too late. So first, should you find trouble with those that you seek to speak to, use my name. Tell them Cho-Li has seen inside you and has found you honorable. Second, beyond what you have seen, I had come downstairs and I'd done some stuff, and then you weren't around. You were with your daddy, so I couldn't do something with you. You'll have to wait till I'm done now. I didn't want to bother you. You were doing something with your father and having a good time. Nothing. Anyway. Yes, I'm spinning something in my hand because I'm fidgeting. Thank you. Bye, love you. I sense that your journey will require more than just yourselves. In the end, there will be 4 that you will need. 4 swords, 4 lives, 4 energies, 4 gates, 4 locks. Each will require peace and willing to open. The first will be of one who sparks the universe. One who can see the flow in amongst everything and chooses for it to ebb or wane. The second is the rainbow in the night. A being who scoffs at the iron and steel of your buildings, yet still finds time to live amongst you. The second 2 are similar, but you must be careful, for they are still different. One is a child of an angel, whose faith sees them through the darkest of time. The second is also a child of divine, but whose divinity fills them with anger and vengeance. None of these must be overcome by you. You must find balance and peace. Should you assemble these, the 4 gates will open, and you will find your truth. And maybe then, balance may remain. He'll continue to speak, and you'll understand him as things will kind of quiet down, and you can hear the translator continue on for a little bit. Seems as though he will indeed, at least by name, assist you, if necessary. That is good. We can go to Mr. Tanaka, or perhaps others, and seek their assistance, seek their permission, connections to the Green Court. What do you want to do now? Head out?
I'm gonna go back to the place and chill and meditate and think.
Leslie, at least one of those descriptions was familiar to you.
Okay.
I don't have the thing open, so I can't. Where's that? Is it pinned?
I don't think it is actually.
The document?
No.
There it is.
You just pin that one.
Yeah, I wanted to open it up because I wanted to give you the proper thing that Leslie would know. So I don't want to do that wrong. Go to page, I'm assuming 6 of 6. So, there's 14 pages. God, I gave you guys have a huge amount of notes.
And this isn't even all of them.
Where's
I
it?
mean, it's all the ones that we've written.
Yeah, where's it at where you typed it in?
Where's what at where we typed what
Oh,
in?
did you type in everything I said? You were typing stuff, Nathan. I thought you were typing up what I said.
Oh, just now? Yeah, it's on the second page.
Oh, page 2. Okay. See, that's why I wasn't finding it. Okay.
Yeah. I try and keep the newest stuff up towards the top.
Okay. Yes. Sparks sounds familiar to something. The way everything was described to you, Leslie, sounds like, at very least one of them, auras. The only one that you know about is that if you should ever see someone's aura sparkling, it was identified to you to that one is a magic user.
Ryan's a magic user.
Oh, myriad sparkles and aura, I see.
Bright and Vibrant is Werebeast.
Werebeast.
You have to
Rainbow
remember
is
that
fairy.
Ryan was created through a combination of magic and trying to make an artificial were thing. He's going to have a unique aura.
He's pretty.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna try reading Ryan.
Yeah, no, it comes up as, like, weird. It comes up as, like, bright, vibrant aura with strange sparkles, but also, like, occasional black ripples.
There. What?
It is not on your list.
Oh.
It is on my list, which includes other things. Like, I know how to, like, tell... Like, Kuei-Jin identify 2 directions depending on if they are yin cycled or yang cycled, because... frick.
And one child of an angel who sparks anger is probably werewolf, right?
No. That's the... Sparks. Sparks is magic. Faith.
Sparks of the universe is magic.
Yeah, myriad sparkles in the aura. Thing is, that's the only one that actually says sparks. Rainbow is fairy.
Yes. Although, do we even know about that? Because they're kind of the most obscure.
You probably don't know about fairies. No. The ones you might know about from your learning are magic users, werebeasts.
Yep.
And
what kind of...
Semiche may have told you
I would-
about
yeah.
ghosts, just because you are La Sombra and you deal with stuff from the abyss. So you might know about, like, ghosts and wraiths, too. So those are, like,
which ones would Semiche have taught me about?
probably magic user, werebeast, ghost. Those are probably the ones you know about.
Okay.
Although we did hear about changelings.
Changelings are technically fairies.
Okay.
Like, changelings are, like, a group within the fairy community.
Right, but we have the coin that might help us
Yes.
with them.
True.
Yeah, we know of them, but we really don't know much about them.
Nope.
Right.
But you don't know about their auras, so you might want to learn more about auras. If, like, one of these at least sounds like maybe he's mentioning it because you can read auras. The others, you would have to learn about some of the more unusual creatures and their auras.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one child of an angel is situated for the darkest of times, and one child of an angel is divinity sparks anger.
Because werebeasts aren't children of angels.
No.
They're children of God.
Yes.
I thought it may have been anyway. I thought it may have just specifically referred to spirits, child of spirits.
Yeah, I can see how that
but-
might be able to term it.
Yeah, but
Of angels thing. Didn't we meet someone that was basically like full-on angel thing?
I do know also in just World of Darkness in general, there are like half demons.
There are the fallen. There are the fallen, which are fallen like they're demons. They're fallen like higher spirits that have fell into like darkness and then come back. So the demon, the fallen. But there are other creatures that you have encountered, but you're not sure what their auras would be. That's for sure. You definitely would not be able to read why the slight black ripples across Ryan's aura, what that would be. But Ryan's aura reads as like somewhere in between a bunch of different auras, because he's an artificial creature. Because, you know, worm power and like dark spiritual powers created him, unfortunately, for him. Poor Ryan.
See, I just don't know what angels are in V20.
They come in a variety of manners, and you know what? Someone give me, let's just see, if on your own, without any kind of research, if you want to give me an occult intelligence to see if you recognize anything for it. We'll say difficulty 9, just to see. Doesn't mean you couldn't figure this out, but like some research might be needed.
That fucking one for me!
Close.
God
That one
damn
ruined
it!
it for me too.
Fuck.
But yeah, because for me, I know that even if I rolled well, it's like my sire taught me more about werewolves and changing breeds than he did about any other.
Yes, it's an unfortunate thing that none of you would probably know enough on your own right now. You do have a clue that it sounds like one of them might be a magic user. You do happen to know one magic user who'd be friendly with you off the top of the head.
Yes.
No.
Oh, shut
Maybe.
I like no and maybe.
Yeah. Yes, no, and maybe.
Leslie was
Hey,
hoping
you're
we
the
could.
decider.
Leslie was hoping we could have just got rid of him at some point.
Oh, we will. We've already like framed him for.
Yeah, but now he's a magic user.
Yeah, and now if he becomes a problem, then we'll just kill him. We can use him for a little bit.
But right now, he's running security for the gym,
Yeah. Doing a good job, honestly.
among other things, I'm sure.
And he is oddly capable. I'm just not sure how much I trust him, which is why he's a maybe.
Oh, yeah.
He's technically an idiot. Really, he's an idiot.
Technically, huh?
I mean, technically, because I always imagined he'd have an intelligence of 1.
Okay, if Dawn is above him, Dawn is winning. Dawn's summing up. And it's
2 is
Wait,
like
wait.
average.
A D&D one or a vampire one?
Vampire 1. So
Okay.
it's slightly below average intelligence.
Okay.
He's probably very witty, but he's very dumb. You know?
Yeah, and that's the thing is, I feel like he has street smarts to a degree.
I mean,
To a
he
degree.
was an apparently functioning pimp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He runs business.
Somehow.
He's got this.
He's got decent wits and some perception. He's just not that smart. And also, you had to remember that Candy was really the one that was in charge.
Yeah. But he managed to learn about magic somehow.
He's got a lot of good social attributes. You know,
Yeah.
as annoying as he is, because he's like, it's not only is he like a bad, like, faux, like, white guy faux rapper, he's also like, add on top of that, I can't do it. He's Cockney. Or like British accent. So it's even worse. He's trying to do like
Chap. He's a chap.
he's just doing it. He's just I can't do the accent. I can do the easy for show. He's out there doing the things that he's doing because he's so cool.
You just need to throw in some innits and you've got chap.
Mm-hmm. In and about me, boy! Easy for show in the house! In the hizzy!
I hate this man.
I love it so much.
Strangely enough, I don't hate him.
His entire being offends Leslie.
I can actually see that.
His very existence.
So yeah. So, I mean, like, that would probably be... Not doesn't mean you couldn't find someone else to be that, but it sounds like one of these is a mage. The rest of these, you might have to do research on to figure out what
might
they
have to look into Detective Gerhold Liebner.
Mm-hmm.
Or Aramel. Or at least see if he had a son or daughter.
True. Well, after you relax at the temple and gain some spiritual insight for a little bit, are you planning on heading back to the hotel and perhaps waiting for your meeting with Mr. Tanaka? Or was there anything else you wanted to do? Granted, you have the Bodhisattva's sort of, I wouldn't say support, kind of like, if things go wrong, you can use them to maybe, like, make sure...
Acknowledgement.
Yeah. It's like, hey, don't get too angry at us. We do have some spiritual acknowledgement. We're not that awful. Thank you. Okay, can we continue back to, like, the nice negotiations?
Yeah.
I can get away from a bunch of these tabs now, because we've used them. Okay. So anything else right now? Or we... Because, like, if we're going to move on to Mr. Tanaka, I think we could probably end it a little early there, because I would rather do that at the beginning of next time. But if there's something else you guys want to do that's really small right now, we could quickly do that at the end right here. Or we can say we can fast forward and just end for today.
I'm pretty happy where we are right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am too.
Cool.
Does
Alright.
want to meditate though and see if she can unlock her spiritual powers.
I mean, I technically allowed you to unlock them before. I don't think you purchased any.
Yeah.
She purchased like one thing, didn't she?
I have resist pain and beast speech.
Yes.
The other stuff are really confusing, and I was just like, I'm not going into that. I'm good.
It's because you are not... You're like the weird sort of... Okay. You are kinfolk and kindred. There's a good way of saying it. You learned that totally somewhere down the line in your ancestry probably was a werewolf. You're related to them. You're not sure who.
I also have the 1 point in Gnosis, but a lot of the stuff required me to be able to, like, regen. I think it was Gnosis, wasn't it?
You can get back Gnosis, but it's not, like, it requires, like, you could regain Gnosis doing what you were just doing now, meditating and stuff.
Yeah. She's not gonna do that.
He's not gonna do that often. Nope. So the spiritual side of Dawn, when she can get around to it.
Yeah. Yeah, she hasn't got time.
There's a lot of things that need to be done, and that involves not being spiritual and just punching some stuff. Alright, but yeah, so we are gonna head out then. We're gonna end for today. Cool, excellent. And so next time, we'll start out with you guys as a group heading to meet with Mr. Tanaka and seeing if you can finally use the connection through him and his clan to either directly... I thought I had the clan list here a second ago, but it disappeared from my list. Because I'm blind! Yay! Blind. Anyway. Use the connections through him and his kind of groups, his UEG, to either get directly that, or to connect up. I think you wanted to connect up technically with the Ichizen. And they, as a, like, more more related to like business and modern Japanese culture, certainly have connections with the Ichizen. And the Ichizen, if you can get with them, you can get the Green Courts. So you've definitely taken some steps towards the right in getting to Korea and talking to the people in Korea.
Hell yeah!
I mean, it's the unfortunate politics of trying to like deal with an area of the world that doesn't normally like you. So it requires politicking. That's also a thing. Art of Vampire. Politicking. So, let's go around. We'll go the same way we had for introducing people today. Sure, why not? I sometimes do same, sometimes do opposite. I never know which one I do. I think Vampire do the same. So we'll start with Umber, if you want to shout out anything.
Twitch.tv/UmberSkies. Sort of streaming more often now. May or may not be doing Halo C Legendary after this, finishing it up. Other than that, go follow these people. They're all wonderful and amazing.
And we'll go to Jess.
Bubblegum Viking, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. Shit, what am I doing this week? I might be doing Halo as well on Thursday.
Ooh.
Split it up, you know, double Halo.
Halo of what? Campaign?
I believe so, with, Momo.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
And then we go to Carpe.
I am the CarpeDM pretty much everywhere, and immediately after this, I'll probably be going on to PlayStation to play a little bit more Warframe.
Ooh.
Because, God, I love that game.
It is very good.
And then we go to Worm.
My brain just shut off there for a second. My name's Diamondwyrm. You can find me on twitch.tv/Diamondwyrm and at Diamondwyrm on Twitter. You can find me here on Tuesdays and on my channel on Fridays.
Yep. As for myself, Dracovin, you can find me here most days. If you're looking on Tuesdays, which is today, of course, earlier today we had Records of Evil at 10 a.m. EST and 2 p.m. for this game. So, hey, if you're back next week, you can catch one or both the games. It's a lot of games in one day, but both are really fun. If you're looking for different things, we got on Thursdays at 8 p.m. is Children of Wrath. That's a D&D game meets Magic the Gathering, because we're playing D&D set in the Magic Gathering world of Dominaria. Oh, and this one's Vampire. Children of Wrath is a lawful evil D&D game set in modern-day Faerun, if you're interested in that one. So some D&D with our Vampire. Grinding Gears is a game on my channel run by a friend of mine, Joe, where I'm a player at 7 on Sundays. That's a game where we're playing in Dark Matter, which is a expansion book to 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons. That's a futuristic setting. And then I got Discussing Tabletop on Saturdays at 2. So that's where a tabletop discussion show, where you can learn about some tabletop news of the week. I think that's the major things I'm doing right now, so I'll leave it at that. Anything else, I'll announce or throw out there, or eventually I think I have to edit the schedule that's down below. I don't think the schedule is partially correct. There are some gaming times on there, and I'll game again when it works on my schedule. But anyway, for now, I'm going to get going with these people because I got a off-stream one-shot in like 3 hours that I got to rest up for after 6 hours of playing stuff. At least I'm a player in that one. That's all I can say. But anyway, hope everybody has a great rest of your day, great rest of your week. If you can't join me for anything else, stay safe, stay healthy, stay sane in this crazy time, and bye for now. So, farewell, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.